welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm very excited to show you my planner setup for 2021. Things have changed around a little bit. The one thing that stayed the same is my Malden, but I have changed the setup in here, which I'll show you, so let's get into it. So as you can see, I'm using 3 planners. The first is my Malden, which is the personal size and it's the colour ochre. And I am going to be using this for on-the-go personal everyday planning. Then the next is my Archer and Olive dot grid notebook. This is the 192 page and this is going to be my bullet journal. I'm going to use this much less for weekly planning, much more for reflection and wellness. And then last but not least, I have my passion planner. This is the Goal Getter Grey and this is a medium size, and this will be for my work and business planning. So starting off with my Malden, you know that I like to keep things simple as possible, but also looking very pretty, and using this rifle paper products makes that really easy. So my dashboards were made from this paper. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link everything that I've used in the description box below so that you can get your hands on it. But this paper is gorgeous. It had a huge pattern repeat, which I thought was going to be a massive problem for making my dividers, but it turns out that each divider has a different pattern, but the colours still go together nicely, which worked really well. So in my planner, if I don't use it, it's not in here. So in the zip pocket, I keep some spare paper clips, and I use this just to hold in anything that I may get when I'm out and about, or anything that papers that I want to add in there that are temporary. And then my top few pockets, I have some sticky notes. So this set of sticky notes actually came from a Bando set, and these 2 page flags I use to mark out pages in my planner that I need to flick through too often, or anything that I want to make a special note of in my planner. I love how perfectly the colours go together. Then the next set of sticky notes, this I use to block out any time in my planner that is just for rest, where there are no plans, where I am going to be intentional about taking a break. Next I have my washi tapes, and as usual I wrap these around a little piece of plastic which I keep in there just to keep it tidy. And these top 2 set are from Rifle Paper Company, and then the thin strips are from a set that I got on Amazon, but the colours all go together so perfectly. This makes it so much easier for planning. Instead of having to grab everything from my planner box, I can just take it out of here and use it straight away. Next, onto my dividers. I make all of my dividers myself. I always usually pick something by Rifle Paper Company because they are my favourite, but I use an iron to laminate them. I will link the video for you in the information tab so that you can see how I do that. It's so easy and foolproof. I love it. It works every time. So the dividers I cut up from the same piece of paper. Then at the top there I've got this Ollie clip which I use to put in any notes that are urgent to-dos that I need to see as soon as I open my planner so that I don't forget them. And it's also holding this lovely picture of my husband and I, which has moved with me in every planner setup I have. And that's the front section of my planner, which, to be honest, I love setting up the most because it's the part that looks the prettiest, that you see first thing when you open it up. So the next thing I have is this fly leaf, which is from Filofax, but I have taken off the original sticky tabs, and to be honest, I switch out the sticky tabs every time I change my setup so that they match, and it works really well. I just stick them down again, and I usually have no issues. This time around I think I need to get a new one because as you can see at the top, it's starting to rip apart, so I'll probably replace that soon. But I use the sticky note tabs to write down any plans that might move, and again some square tabs to block out time for rest. Then I just have a few on the back as well. All of my inserts that I use are Filofax. I keep them the same, I keep them uniform. I want everything in here to be as simple as possible, so I don't use lots of different types of inserts. I use the Filofax ones, which work great for me, and I use the week on 2 pages, and it's the academic section, so it starts in August or September to August. So in this section, I call this my information section. It has a year overview, And then it has all those pages that I think most people tend to throw away that I actually like to keep. I like having these as reference in the front of my planner, and also because I use the important dates or religious dates section to plan content for social media, for work, as well as for my business, or for social media for living letter plans as well. I find them really useful and quite interesting, to be honest, to look through. That is extra nerdy, I know, but that is me. So I just want to point out again the dividers. So this is cut from the same piece of wrapping paper, but because the pattern repeat is so big, you get a different design on each page, which looks really gorgeous, and it's nice to have a bit of change. The paper I used before had such a small pattern repeat that every divider looked the same. As gorgeous as it was, I do like having some diversity. So this section is my contact section, and of course I don't keep my contacts in my planner, I keep them on my phone, but these are just contacts I want to make sure I keep note of for things like my business mainly, that I want to keep separate, that I want to make sure I've got a good note of written down. The next section used to be my monthlies, but I never use them ever inside this planner. So this section that I have is now my finances section. So in here, I keep the finance pages from Filofax, and I use this to take note of anything that I spend, so that I know that if I look at my bank account, I'm not going to have a shock at how much money has gone out or come in. I know that I have it written down so I can keep track of it on paper, as well as having it in my online account. My husband does all our finances and he does an amazing job, but it's good for me to keep track of these things too. So here I've just got a piece of fly leaf. It looks pretty, but it's also just there to stop the clip from denting in the pages of the previous inserts. So this is my weekly planner. You'll notice that my tabs that I use are top tabs, but I only use a side tab for my weekly because it's out of the way of my pens and it's easy for me to quickly flick to when I need to. Now what I do is I clip back all my previously used pages, and I have on here an extra pen which I really like, that works really well. I think it is a zebra pen. I will of course link everything in the description again. I haven't got this page set up yet for this week because I haven't actually started planning for Monday yet, but I'll just show you a previous week what this usually looks like. I do like to make it look a bit pretty with some stickers, but it's not overload. I can still read it, and what it is, it's a weekly overview of everything going on in my week. So I use a separate planner for work, but I do put in here the days I am working and the times, and then I fit my week around it. And that way I can see clearly everything that's happening together as I do work separately in different planners. It stops that confusion of sort of double planning. Well, it tries to stop that confusion. Sometimes I still do double book, but it does help. The next section is my to-do list. And this is a section that I previously taken out of here, but I find I do need it again. I have a master to-do list, which will be my passion planner, which I'll show you in a moment. But in here, I keep all my personal to-dos and just tick things off as I go. Again, these are all Filofax inserts. And the last section in my Filofax is just notes section. I each have lined paper in here, which I keep to write down all sorts. And then I just have this sort of ruler that I made to mark out when my next plain sheet is. And on the back, if you've seen my other planner setup videos, you've probably seen this list, which I keep at the back, which is just like a life categories list. I just find it really helpful when I'm planning to make sure that I can see different categories that I might be neglecting or categories that I need to focus on. And then I've got to-do categories as well. It's just very helpful when I'm trying to think of everything, to compartmentalize everything and think of each section. I find this list really helpful, so I do keep it with me. Then in the back, I just have this top loading pocket, which came with the Filofax. And in here, I keep my business cards, and then I keep some business cards from brands and companies that I love. And then I also have at the back this little A6 notebook, which is a staple for me in my planner because I use it to jot down really rough notes when I'm out. And then what I can do with that is I can transfer those into my main Filofax inserts and still keep things a bit tidy. So in there I can be sort of slapdash quick when I need to, which is also very useful. In the back, I have nothing there. Don't need anything there. I keep it as simple and plain as possible so it's not too bulky. And I have my nice pen from Caroline Gardner, and that is my Filofax setup. So next I'm going to show you my passion planner. This is just going to be a quick view into it because I've not actually started using it yet. Today is Saturday as I'm filming, and I usually do all my planning for the week on a Sunday evening. But if you follow me on Instagram, I will show you all of that good stuff, so make sure you do. But the passion planner that I'm using is the medium size, and this is going to be for work and business. This planner is just built for this. It is absolutely perfect. So I just want to show you a monthly page and a weekly page in this. It's so perfectly set out. I love each section. It has things like goals and wins in there, personal goals, work goals, which is so good that it's splitting two. But this is what a month looks like, and I'll use this just for my meetings for work. And then this is a weekly page which has this time tracker. I plan out my work day with the timing, and it also has sections for things to focus on, and this space of infinite possibility, which is great for work because I'm always scribbling things down. And what's great about this that I really love is the personal to-do list and the work to-do list. If you saw my previous bullet journal setup, you know that I used to split this into two, and it's already done here for me, so I'll definitely make use of that. So if you want to see this all set up, definitely go and follow me on Instagram and you can see it there in use. I'll also film some Plan With Me videos so you can see how I actually use all three planners to stay organised and on top of things. So last but not least, I want to show you how I set up my bullet journal, and this was probably the purchase I was most excited about this year for my setup. It is this gorgeous chunky notebook from Archer and Olive. I've seen so much about them on Instagram and YouTube and just had to give it a go, and I see why everyone's obsessed. They are gorgeous and the colour goes perfectly with my setup this year. So just on the inside cover, I've just put my name. I've used this craft paper as well, which is a craft paper notepad from Archer and Olive. And then I have my good spacing, which I try and keep simple. I don't flick to it as much as other pages. Then I've got my key, some quote pages. Then I have my visions and goals for 2021. I love this page because it has just everything to keep me grounded. I love flicking here for a good reset, for setting my goals each month. It's a very grounding thing to have, and I find it really useful. So I've got that there in my bullet journal too. Then I have my year at a glance, and yes, I made a mistake and put 2020. I will correct it eventually. But I just put here everything going on for the year ahead, and I've got it for the whole year set up as well. And then I have my sort of theme page for 2020. So I've done a whole video. I'll show you, I will link that for you, of items that I've gotten for my 2021 setup, which includes the acrylograph pens, and I've just here sort of grouped together some washi, some of my Tombow jewel markers that just go so well together to create this theme. So these are some of the colours that I'll be using for my Tombow markers. I use them both in my bullet journal and my Filofax. Then we get into my January setup, and this will be the same pretty much every month. I still have a monthly in here. I'm not sure how much I'm going to use it, if I'm going to be using my monthly in my passion planner, but I thought I would just keep it in there for January, see how it goes, and then update it as it goes along. I've got my goals and wins section, and then a space for notes as well. Then I have my mood tracker and my habit tracker, both things I used a lot in my bullet journal last year, so I have kept them. I keep my mood tracker a simple graph because I want to be able to look at it and clearly see highs and lows, and I put notes on my highs and lows so that I know maybe what I need to do more of or less of, or what might have been affecting me that day, for future reference. Then I have a habit tracker. This I used to put in my weekly pages, but now that I've got the space, I'm creating a whole page for it, and I'm just going to fill these blocks in to keep a track. Then I got my brain dump, which is one of my favourite pages to just come to and scribble down ideas. I've got a Bible verse a day page. Then this is my gratitude section, and I call mine by prayer and thanksgiving, because it's based on a Bible verse that says, "Don't be anxious, but by prayer and thanksgiving, make your request known to God, etc., etc. Won't go into that now, but in here I put things I'm thankful for and things to pray for. I absolutely love looking at this section because I can see things that I'm grateful for that I can still be grateful for. It helps to just sort of give me some perspective and focus, and then also things that I need to pray for. And it's great to flick back to see the prayers that were answered. And then I have my weekly overview sections. This is what I'm going to be mainly using my bullet journal for. I love doing this. I've just left space to do that, but I'm going to try and do a sort of weekly overview every week and see how that holds up. But yeah, that's my bullet journal setup, and I'll let you know how that goes. The thing I love about bullet journaling is that can change and update as I want, so we'll keep you updated on that. So that is my 2020 setup. I hope you got some great ideas from that, and do follow me on Instagram and subscribe for more planning and stationery. I'll keep doing plans with me and keep you updated as to how this works out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.